Do you remember in assemblies they always say sit up straight? And you
Just hurt your back, yeah.
Excuse me, like that. Who can sit up the straightest? Right, ready? Remember, look at that. Hi YouTube, it's Nikki from Nikki Lilly. So today I'm back with my sister Tasha.
Hello.
And we are actually in her room today because I'm currently getting my room redecorated, so it would have taken a lot of time and effort to move everything round just for a video. So today we are going to be doing like a girl talk / advice video where, so I asked you guys questions on Instagram and Tasha also did, and we asked you what questions you wanted answering or if you have any problems and you need advice.
Yeah.
And just things like that. So we got questions about periods, about breakups, about body confidence, anxiety, and we're going to try and answer as many as possible. And if I don't answer your question in this video, then we will do another video to come in the future. So
part 2.
Yes, we'll do a part 2. Right, so let's get started. Should I start with my questions?
Yeah.
Hi Nikki, here's my question for the video. Do you and your sister ever find it hard growing up in 2018 with all the social media pressure on girls to look a certain way and fit in with society?
So, I don't find it hard, no. Obviously everyone goes on Instagram and they look at people's Instagrams and they're like, oh, I wish I looked like that. Sometimes I think, oh, I wish we never had social media, but I don't find it hard, no, I wouldn't say.
I probably find it harder than you do, looking different, because obviously there are girls out there and people living lives that seem or appear to be better than yours and who look better than you do in your eyes.
But don't you think that Instagram is people's cover up? Right?
Exactly, like that's what I think about social media these days. They edit photos, they crop out what they don't want you to see, like
even you have so much going on and you just post the good things in your story. You never post things like in hospital or...
Exactly.
So, yeah.
I don't find it difficult, but I would say there are cons to social media. For example, self-esteem issues and things like that. So, yeah. What tips do you have for girls who are just starting to wear makeup?
Less is more.
Yeah, for sure.
When I was in like year, 8, used to wear the most orange, not even the foundation was orange. Every break and lunchtime I used to whack on another layer of foundation.
Really?
Yeah, honestly. I used to, probably why my skin's so bad now. I literally put a full face of makeup on in the morning, heavy eyeliner, heavy foundation, heavy everything. Break time I'd put another layer of foundation on because I thought it's not fresh enough, like I've got to freshen it up. Lunchtime I'd put another layer on. As you get older you sort of find your mojo with makeup, don't you? Like, I used to wear such black eyeliner, didn't I?
I mean, like,
you just learn to tone it down a bit.
You've learnt, like, what suits you and what doesn't now. My best friend and I have drifted lots since she got a boyfriend, and it seems like she isn't interested in me anymore. Do you have any advice on how to save our friendship? I would say you should talk to her, because I think it's the worst thing to do is just to brush it under the carpet or just leave it, because I think she needs to know how you feel and then hopefully you can sort it out. But what would you say?
I think she probably knows that you've drifted, but I do understand that when girls do get in relationships they do want to spend all their time with this person because it's like a new person. They really they really enjoy their company. Do you know what I mean?
I think like I think when you do,
but you do need to learn how to balance it out.
Hey guys, I am just cutting into the video because I was watching back the video that I've edited, which you can see here. Ooh, the video that you guys are watching. And I wanted to mention, as you can see, I'm really comfy in my PJs, so this is very like, please excuse the way I look. I've got no makeup on, nothing. This is my editing gear. But I just wanted to mention that me and Tasha sort of forgot to finish the question. Hopefully what I wanted to say, but we just sort of went a bit off topic, is that I think it's important to talk to her because she also, like Tasha said, she knows that you've drifted, which she probably does, but I think she probably doesn't know how to speak to you, and also like in some way she probably doesn't realise how much it's affecting you and if you are affected by it. And so if you both have a heart to heart, I'm sure that it would make a difference. And hopefully you could do like, I mean, not exactly this equal, but like half the week where she spends time with her boyfriend, or half the week where she spends time with you, or even just doing days that you know, like Sundays are your day dedicated where you have a catch up about all the gossip at school, or have a pamper, or go to the cinema, or stuff like that. Like, I think it's good if you make allocated days, or days dedicated to just you and her time, instead of just feeling quite left out and feeling like you've drifted. Because I have friends that I call my best friend, but I don't really hang out with them much at school or out of school. We try and every month have a catch up at either one of our houses and talk about what's been going on, and I think that's a good way to do the same thing, but obviously not every month because that is a long time. But yeah, I do think that it's very easy to drift when one of your friends has a boyfriend, because it is new, like we were saying. But I think you can find ways, and it's very easy to find ways to spend time with each other without feeling significantly less close than you were before your friend had a boyfriend. So, or even you had a boyfriend and you're worried that your friend's feeling left out. So either you talk to them or they talk to you, and just say whatever you're thinking. Don't feel bad for saying it, because most likely they probably feel the same but are not sure how to talk to you. And yeah, back to the video. Any advice for starting your period in public?
Don't panic. You know what's happening. You know it's not an unnatural thing. It happens to all girls. Just go to the toilet. Don't get all flustered. Go to the toilet, or go to the nearest shop if you're in public and get some pads.
Or if you don't have a shop, then just put some tissue.
Yeah, and then just to pass the time when you get home. Most likely when you first start your period, it's not going to be a very heavy one.
Mine wasn't.
Yeah, so you won't need to rush to get something to help you, but just don't panic. Basically, it's not an unnatural thing, and it's not something to be scared about. Really, it's
a way
life.
of life. Yeah.
Mother Nature.
Exactly. What I would say is, like, if you are a bit worried, then call your mum, call your sister, call your friend. You know, they'll calm you down. It's all good. And everyone started their period, and if not, at some point they will. It's just a part of growing up. How do you cope with exams? I personally find exams very stressful. I get really bad anxiety beforehand.
Well, I've done like GCSEs and some A-level exams now, so I'd go into them and I'd be absolutely fine. I'd do all the work that I needed to do, and would just hope for the best. But when you come out and everyone's discussing what they got for their answer, and then you didn't get that answer, and that makes you worry.
Yeah.
About what you've probably got overall. So I'd just say, stay calm, make sure you eat breakfast.
Yeah. Have a good night's sleep.
And when you leave the exam, just leave.
This is what I don't like about once you get your exam results. Everyone's like, what did you get? What did you get? What did you get?
Yeah.
And if you didn't do well, then it really knocks your confidence.
I wouldn't say don't tell people though, because you're embarrassed. I'd just say let that be a learning curve and just try even harder next time.
Yeah, very true. And I'd say if you do know you have an exam, then start earlier and prep for it, because the longer you leave it, the more stressy it is. And I actually find if I revise earlier and just continuously revise a little bit every day leading up to the exam that I have, I find I learn more and remember more.
Yeah.
Just going over stuff. What would you tell your younger self?
People change. Don't sweat the little things. And people, don't be embarrassed to
be quirky and be yourself. So just say someone likes chocolate but you actually don't like chocolate. Don't feel like you have to say you like chocolate just to
Don't
fit
be
in.
someone you're not, basically.
Yeah. Be true to yourself and be who you are. You weren't born to
2 hours later.
Why fit in when you were born to
stand
stand out?
That's the one.
I would tell my younger self that, obviously, because I had quite a bad medical time, so I would tell my younger self that it will get better, but you will be going through things that you would never imagine you would be going through. But then I would also say that it will get better, and I would also say that do whatever makes you happy, and don't, again, like what Tasha said, don't feel like you have to be someone you're not just to please people, because in the end, these people that you're trying to please, in the future won't be there.
And there is someone out there that, that has got exactly the same interests
or
interests as you.
Or is feeling the same way. I used to just think you could only have one best friend and that was it. But I just think, make friends, you know, don't feel bad for making other friends. I'd literally just tell my younger self to chill out.
Like, yes, it is literally chill out. What's the best way to de-stress, since stressing is what I do best?
Same. Well, you go first.
Well, everyone stresses about different things. I believe that everyone in the world has some form of anxiety, whether it's minuscule or... When I feel stressed, I get off my phone, I take some deep breaths, and sometimes I'll just cry it out.
Crying's the best thing.
Yeah, sometimes I'll just cry it out, or I'll just take some deep breaths, go and make some food because I eat when I'm stressed.
Food.
Yeah. So I tell myself that it's okay. I'll think about what I'm actually stressed about, and I'll say,
no need to be,
what are you even stressing about? What is the point?
Worst case scenario, best case scenario.
Yeah, and you just talk to yourself and talk yourself out of it, because the worst thing is your brain convincing yourself.
Exactly, like your brain, you have this whole body, and it's crazy how just your little brain can have control over everything. But I think it's also important if you are stressed, and sometimes talking to someone does really help. I know, like, there are people out there that may feel like talking to someone may do no good, or talking to someone will just make things worse, or you're afraid to talk to someone. But honestly, when I talk to my mum or my sister or my brother or anyone, like a friend or anything, someone you're close to, it makes so much of a difference. It just feels like a weight off your chest that's just been weighing you down. And it's a bit like crying, like, even if you don't feel like you can talk to someone, crying it out, like, it helps you just... After, I just feel empty. Like, I've cried out everything that I've needed to.
Yeah, you just feel emotionless, don't you?
Yeah, exactly, because you've cried out that huge weight that's been on your shoulders. Run a hot bath, put some Lush stuff in it.
Yeah, baths are a good
Watch something on Netflix that's, like, not a horror movie or something, like something nice, like The Great British Bake Off's on Netflix now. I'm one of them people that don't really eat when I'm stressed, so I try to drink as much as possible, like drink some water, drink a hot drink, and just do things like that. Do things that make you happy whilst you're stressed. I think that's the main thing.
If you're getting constantly brokenhearted by your boyfriend, what should you do?
Oh.
Well, if they're constantly making you brokenhearted, then they're not a very nice person, so get out.
No, you can't say it like that. Obviously, you're always going to love this person.
You have so much of your life to meet people.
Explore,
you're not going to
discover.
It's very unlikely that you're going to find the love of your life when you're 15.
Yeah.
So just look at the bigger picture. He's not the only boy in the world, and he's obviously not the right boy for you, because if he was, he would be treating you right, so...
And there is someone like that out there that will treat you right in the future. How are the best ways to deal with peer pressure? A lot of you guys were asking me this.
Right. So everyone gets in situations where they're peer pressured, especially as you get older.
Yeah.
It depends, really. It depends what sort of peer pressure you're coming into, but you just need to be strong-minded, because if you've got someone next to you saying, oh, if you don't drink this drink...
Then you're a chicken.
Yeah, then you're a chicken, or... If you're set in your ways and you're strong-minded, stop laughing.
But don't feel like you have to do it to fit in.
Yeah.
And if you are in a situation like that, get yourself... Sorry.
You what?
And if you are in a situation where peer pressure is coming to play, then try and get yourself out of it.
Come away from it thinking that these obviously aren't my real friends if they don't they don't understand that I don't want to do this.
Right, you're right there. Did a little exercise. What are our favourite girly TV shows? I wouldn't say they're girly.
What do you mean girly TV?
I'd just say maybe our TV shows that we like to watch together.
Oh right.
Or like to watch with friends. I think I like a lot of like films and stuff.
Well, I wouldn't say it's girly, but my favourite TV show is Sam and Billy Fair's Mummy Diaries.
Is that actually?
Yeah, I really like it.
I love shows where it's like a topic of conversation. It's like, what's going to happen next?
Yeah,
or
it's
something
good
like
when
that.
all of your friends are watching the same
Yeah.
thing. I remember when all of me and my friends were watching Skins, and we were all like, oh my god, did you what episode are you on, blah blah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what it was sort of like when I was watching Pretty Little Liars, like, oh, we found A and things like that.
Yeah, when the new episodes were coming out each week.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, have you watched the new episode? Anything that's really comedy I like watching with my friends. So a lot of you guys were also wondering what acne products are good and how we deal with our acne. So we have both had bad experiences with acne. So
yeah. So I've had really bad acne before. I still have it. It just flares up now and again. I've tried loads of different ones. I've been on about 3 different types of antibiotics that have been prescribed to me from the doctors. I've been on about 4 different antibiotic creams that have been prescribed to me from the doctors, and none of them have worked. In some cases, acne can't be cured by just putting a bit of spot cream on here and there.
And that's my case.
Yeah, touching your face, or not washing your makeup off properly, or
touching your face with dirty hands.
Yeah, but me, myself, at the moment, Mario Badescu Dry & Cream, that is amazing for bringing all your spots out.
Yeah.
Wash your face twice a day with a cleanser, moisturise once or twice a day.
But like for me, so I'm on a drug that actually causes me to get acne, and I've been on literally everything, like more than Tasha, and the only thing that's worked is me going on a drug called Roaccutane. You've probably heard of it. It's like an acne drug where my skin's already dry and this dries out everything all over your body, so I sometimes do feel like a prune when I'm putting my makeup on. And for me, I think that it's really good to sometimes, like, I'd say using a mask every week. That's quite deep cleansing. It really just depends. Some things that work for us won't work for you, and vice versa. I cleanse my skin twice a day, but I wouldn't use anything as harsh because it can get me out in redness. I have quite red skin.
It's literally different things for different people.
Exactly.
But we told you what we use. Maybe that will work for you if you try that. But it's genuinely, you just need to experiment with a few different things before it gets better.
It will take time to learn what works for you, and probably a lot of things won't work for you. So that's it for this video, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it and would like to see more videos like this, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below, because I really like doing this video, because I feel like
it educates us as well.
Yeah, and I find it quite relatable, because it makes me think that when these guys are sending in questions, I know that they're going through it as well, so it makes you also feel less alone, and that's what I love about videos like this. And if you guys did like this video, then make sure to leave some of your questions down below if you'd like us to do a future one. And that's it from now. I hope this was interesting. I think we rambled a lot, but hopefully I'll edit it down to something a little bit less rambly. I will see you very soon. Love you guys lots, and yeah, bye!
Bye!